Hey, Crystal, and welcome to your relationship journey. I'm so sorry for the delay. I really have a hard time with pinning down turnaround times because, yeah, there's a lot going on energetically, but whatever. So, today, I would like to give you some closure on this relationship that you have with Sagittarius Joseph that we have been discussing for like the last 2 months. So, seeing this is really great because your chart is on the inside and his chart is represented on the outside. So what happens is when planets enter each section or they come together or they work across from each other like stuff here, they all have energetic reaction within both of you. So think of your bodies as both human radio receivers. Both of you have frequencies that you're taking in and frequencies that you are giving out. When you come together, this is how your energies work together. And that's what I'm going to break down today so you can get a better understanding of the relationship, what challenges you have, how you were meshing together, and what was the overall purpose this go round for you guys. Because I have a feeling, like we discussed, that you have been doing this for a while. So I'm going to start with your chart as the focal point period. Your ascendant, who you are. First and foremost, we need to mention the fact that your moon is right on your ascendant. So you finding out who you are as a not stressed person or somebody not having to help people all the time is really like the goal marker for this life. For you, something about the way he does things really shows that for you. Like maybe he's sort of lackadaisical or chill with the way he does things. It's just something about his energy that teaches you how you're meant to be. Now, he doesn't have any planets there. That's actually where his womb is as well. Trying to figure that out for himself. There is something about his energy and the way he has a easy way of teaching difficult things to other people just being himself. That is something that you were meant to take with you or to have rub off on you. Now, your North Node, which is your purpose point, which you came in this life to do, ends up in his career house, his MC house. So is he a writer? Is he a thinker or talker? Something about you is meant to inspire him towards his career in this life. Even possibly if you guys ended up together, it would be something like you be his arm candy. You're meant to be like his trophy wife with this sort of setup going on here. But you always be somebody inspiring him with his career and what he needs to do with his mind and connecting in communication. So there are no planets in the second house, which is your values, but your communications house, right? That is where things spice up. So you have your moon right here in Leo, 0 degrees. This is the first time you're learning not to be a Cancer emotionally. So you're probably still picking up a lot of emotions from people because this is your first time learning how to be a little bit more self-involved. For him, that's his dark feminine energy. That's his sort of key. Uh, Now it's coming up off of you, but in a way, something about him really is sort of kind of egotistical or desires somebody who is egotistical or somebody who is creative, loud, outspoken, inspiring. And that is what really pushes him. And his Jupiter, which is his expansion and growth, comes through who you are emotionally, how you share of yourself and your childlike innocence. And this is hitting him in his house of wishes and dreams. So this connection with your moon in his 11th house is a best friend type connection of energy of people who went from friends to lovers over time. Like you really intrigued with him when you first met him. You wanted to learn about him, and that energy just really made him appreciate it. Like he likes attention. It's pretty much what I'm trying to say here. Who you are and what you give to him from your feelings, the charge you give off to him, helps him feel better in his ego, feel better about himself. So this is your family house, right? That's where his Jupiter is. So this is an indication that maybe you used to be a father figure at some point, or even in this life, you might be a father figure, somebody teaching you something in this life. But there are no planets in your family house, and then none in his karma house, which is good. So that takes away some of the density that would have been in this relationship. The next area that sort of hypes things up here is where his North Node is, which is his purpose, the way he'll end up in your life. Meant to go from friends to lovers. This is the house of lovers, but like fun lovers, fun uh, loosely based connections, flings, and things of that. That's where his moon is. Being in a heavily detailed, organized day to day relationship where you guys sort of understand each other. This is also where his limitation is in life, his Saturn, his test. Maybe there's still some things he's not saying to you because he doesn't know how to get the words out. But this is something he has to work on because it has to do with his relationship with his mother, learning how to express who he actually is. Because you see, he's a Virgo rising. So he's really hard on himself in expression. And that sort of comes out sometimes with you. But y'all are meant to be, I don't want to say friends, but yeah, there's a good basis of friendship here and communication and emotionally understanding each other or understanding what each other needs to relax with this setup. Now, his Pluto, which is his transformation, is in your 6th house. Your 6th house is of your day to day activities. Um, what you're meant to do in order to be of service to people, right? But this is also the energy of which I will be doing on a day-to-day basis together. With both of you having Pluto in conjunction with the vertex here, right? This is a karmic relationship. Y'all are supposed to be in each other's life. This is Libra, so this is something that y'all are supposed to be doing as a relationship. Learning balance, bringing balance to the karma that you guys had together in each other's life. It's also means that there could have been power struggles on a day-to-day basis within this relationship as you guys try to find what works best for you. Because his Venus, which is how he loves, which he feels inside because it's retrograde, right? His Venus is in Scorpio. He's very possessive, very hot or cold with this going on. And this is something that you'd be dealing with in your day-to-day life. Like possibly with this Venus here, he always want to be of service to you. And please let me know how this played out. Well, he's always trying to be handy in one way or the other. But in this case, with it being Scorpio, he could just always be trying to give you some sexual attention. But in some cases, he either feels very heavily in love with you, so much so that it could possibly overwhelm you. And other times, he might scare himself how he feels about you and run away with this energy, which is why this Uranus, which is his radical change, his lightning fast connection to things, and your Saturn, which is your restriction in life, are interesting. This energy here means he likes to do things possibly in a way that might scare you sometimes. You might be bogged down in the sexual area. There's some things you haven't tried, but this guy just wants to turn you out. Essentially, it's like there's no way for me to say this to you all the time. He wants to experiment with you sexually all the time. Like his mind is thinking about it constantly. He wants to do it every day. So you just need to know that. So your Mars is in Scorpio. You might be interested in this low key, even though you've been held off until after 30 to get to these activities. But it's really important for you to express this energy because something about this is meant to be used in your day-to-day life. Now, your Mars, your passion, your desire, your sexual will, right? That's conjunct his sun. That means he can feel that. He can feel your passion. He can feel everything that's sort of like underneath, boiling underneath your surface. Because this is your descendant. Your descendant is the shadow side that you aren't necessarily connected to. You don't necessarily show that to other people, but he can see it. He pulls it out of you. The part of you that sort of kind of wants to be free, but you're so used to the traditions and everything that you have to be, is not what he's had to be. He is in his mind doing whatever he wants to because he's a Sagittarius and this is about communication. He needs to learn through experience. Now, his sun is in your seventh house. This is your seventh house of marriage. But also, when somebody has their seventh house, their sun in your seventh house, this can be a love or hate relationship sometimes. Like they show you everything about yourself that you hate and love at the same time, and it causes a ripple. Like this person feels like they need to be like, look at all these planets in your seventh house, but it's bringing out so much about the other side of that needs balance. His Mars, which is his drive and his power, his Mercury, the way his mind works, and Neptune, which is the way the karma spills out to your chart, right? All in your marriage house. Like I said, you guys have been married before, and this is your north, your south node, where you're coming from, his family. This is a family that traveled abroad, a family of religious people. So your Uranus, which is that lightning fast change again, right? You are changing his drive to be a whore, sort of kind of. You know what I'm saying? That because somebody was a Sagittarius, Mars, once again, it's the sex drive. They like exploring, they don't like to be tied down to one thing. This is a highly sexual male that you're dealing with. All of this is in your partnership house. This is all his energy is meant to be with you in his lifetime. Even if he forgot, that's what he came from because he gets so distracted by his own wants and needs and fantasies. He came here for this relationship for you, with you, because you're being pushed into being somebody, being his known partner, being like upfront and respected. Unlike the way that it has been thus far, it's been sort of cloudy. Like this relationship isn't exactly, you can't see what it really is all the time because you're not always feeling like you're getting the truth. He's playful with his words. Also with this here, there's a lot of honesty, brutal honesty that is required in this relationship. Now with your Neptune in his fourth house, once again, that's family indicator. Your Jupiter in his fourth house, that's that father figure energy. You guys are learning together, completing a lesson in growth, right? So do you feel like you got to the end of that lesson yet? We'll find that out in composite. So over here is his fifth house of fun, right? Fun and creativity. It goes into your ninth house of experiences you need in order to grow. So the way he cares for you, if he buys you things, if he makes sure that your house is taken care of, anything like that, that is helping you growing in what you need to feel comfortable with receiving as a partner. Now, this Juno, which is the soulmate marker in Vertex, which is a karmic thing, is based on your career. Did you guys meet at work? Did you meet online? Did you meet in your day-to-day lives or through coworkers or anything like that? Those are questions I would ask when I see this. Your Venus also in his sixth, which means you like being helpful to him on a day-to-day basis. So you guys definitely, I see y'all are meant to be together on a day-to-day basis. It just seems like there's a lot of karma right around not doing stuff the right way in other lifetimes. For you, Your Lilith is in Pisces. Sometimes this can come up as emotionally manipulative or somebody who doesn't know how to put up their boundaries for themselves and doesn't realize that. That is in his start, his marriage house. So your Lilith, your feminine energy, your emotions sort of, I don't want to say manipulate because you're allowed to feel how you feel, but he might feel emotionally manipulated, like your feelings and the way that they spill over affect how he sees himself, like the shadow of himself. The fact that he is not, what's the word I want to say? His version of being a husband is sort of intangible as a partner. Like he's there, but he's not there. He is a fantastical illusion. And this is because his South Node, which is where he's coming from, right, is right next to your sun. So you're shining on what he used to be, what he no longer needs to be in his life, what he needs to look at in order to grow towards. You see this? His moon, who he needs to be, his clearing of karma. In your one-on-one relationship house where he's supposed to end up. Y'all are supposed to go from being partners to moving as one. This was a relationship I definitely feel like was supposed to go long term. And I'm going to actually look at your composite chart now. It's your composite chart, right? This is like if you guys were to create a baby, right? On the day that you met, this would be the natal chart for that baby. This tells the whole purpose of the relationship based upon both your energies together. So in this case, what path are you taking? What did you guys come to do this time? You're taking the path of family. And you're meant to be going from a strange, abnormal partnership, right, to learning how to be a king and queen together, or to define yourselves within this relationship in whatever terms you guys thought it would be. You have your moon in second, which means you have the values of a family that is meant to be lasting long term. You're creating children together. This is about childlike innocence, having fun, getting what you did not get in other lifetimes. Absolutely. Y'all are supposed to find a good in between friendship and self in this partnership. You're also supposed to be making money together in some way, shape, or form. So here we have your fourth house, which is the house of family, the root of this relationship. That is where your Saturn is, guys, your contract, what y'all are supposed to be doing in this life in order to get the career or the rest of the rewards financially that you're supposed to get on Earth. Your Jupiter in Libra, which means when y'all get into a partnership formally, things expand for you guys. It's long, it's long. Along with the big transformation that makes you sort of let go of all the shady stuff from the past. Something about living together, pulls this in together, and once again, this is not supposed to happen until after 28 to 33. Now, with you having Mars and Uranus in the fifth house, you guys will be going all the time, traveling, having fun together. It's a part of what is important to keep y'all stable. As strange as that is, you guys need to travel and experience things on a regular basis together. This is a family that is meant to grow constantly and experience new things. With your Venus in the sixth house, you guys are working together towards something on a day-to-day basis also. This is the sixth house of daily activities. There's so much stuff here that says y'all are supposed to be like partners, hardcore partners in work, in family, in love. Like this is some inseparable energy here. Traveling, seeing places. You guys just can't sit in one area together, and you can't have a super lot of time apart, because that's where you have a hard time. There's a lot of temptation that comes amongst friends and the groups that you go out with and you hang with. But I am definitely going to throw my hands up and say that you guys are meant to be together, but it is totally up to the growth that is attained on both sides. On your end is putting up boundaries more, and him respecting your boundaries and learning to open up. In the event that that does not happen, the system always gives you a replacement that is similar to the person you were supposed to have to make sure stuff gets done. But I'm letting you know right now that this partnership has to do with you guys having a marriage in another life and wanting to make that better in this life to actually grow something for you and your kids. The goal is family. So thank you so much for your patience in this opportunity, Crystal. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions.